Hello students, welcome to the course on Advanced Digital Communication and the course code is MCE 102. This is the course for MTech EC first semester students. Today we are going to start lecture number 1 from the module that is revision of source coding. And myself, Dr. Surojit Bosak, Assistant Professor of EC Department, Guru Nanak Institute of Technology, Kolkata. And this is my official email address. And today's discussion topics are from this module is sampling theorem, instantaneous flat top or natural sampling, bandwidth of PAM signal, quantization and quantization noise. And the lesson objective of this topic is compare the advantages of various pulse modulation techniques and analyze their system performance. And this topic is mapped with CO number 3. So let us start lecture number 1 from the module of revision of source coding with the topic of sampling theorem. Now, what is sampling theorem? Is it applicable for all types of signal? No. The statement of sampling theorem is like that a continuous time signal may be completely represented in its samples and recovered back if the sampling frequency fs greater than or is equal to twice fm, where fs is the sampling frequency and fm is the maximum frequency present in the message signal. Now we have to prove it. Suppose that x omega xt is a message signal whose spectrum is like a x omega and which is a band limiting signal, say minus 2 pi fm to plus 2 pi fm, or it is a minus fm to plus fm. So x omega is a band limited. Let us consider a continuous time signal xt whose spectrum is band limited to fm hertz, and this means that xt has no frequency components beyond fm hertz. Therefore, x omega equal to 0 for omega greater than omega m. Therefore, omega m equal to 2 pi fm. Now, sampling means you have to get this is your message signal xt, and after sampling you get the signal gt, which is a sampled version. Now, how to achieve it? gt from xt. This can be achieved by multiplying xt by an impulse train delta tst. The impulse train delta tst consists of unit impulses repeating periodically every ts seconds, where ts equal to 1 by fs. So mathematical representation of like it is gt equal to xt into delta tst. So first part is proved. Now go to the second part. That is it recovered back if the sampling frequency greater than or equal to twice fm. Now delta tst, trigonometric Fourier series expansion of delta tst is 1 by ts 1 plus 2 cos omega st plus 2 cos omega st plus 2 cos 3 omega st, like that, where omega s equal to 2 pi by ts equal to 2 pi fs. Now gt simply it is just a multiplier, xt multiplied with delta tst. So gt just simply mathematically it is multiplied with xt. Now what is g omega? G omega is the spectrum of gt. See, 1 by ts xt whose spectrum is x omega. Now what is the spectrum of 2xt cos omega st? That is like when xt multiplied with cos omega st, then its spectrum is, it is shifted by plus minus omega s and amplitude is reduced by half. So it will be x of omega minus omega s plus x of omega plus omega s, and amplitude is reduced by half. So half and 2 is cancelled. Then the third term 2xt cos 2 omega st, it is like that x of omega minus 2 omega s plus x of omega plus 2 omega s. Then correspondingly this term for 2xt cos 3 omega st, x of omega minus 3 omega s plus x of omega plus 3 omega s. So if we add this, then g omega equal to 1 by ts summation over n equal to minus infinity to plus infinity x of omega minus n omega s. Now if we reconstruct xt from gt, and this is the spectrum of g omega. So this expression, if we draw the expression in spectrum domain, then this is like that, repetitive cycles. Now if we reconstruct xt from gt, we must able to recover x omega from g omega, and this is possible if there is no overlap between successive cycles of g omega. This means when there is no overlap between successive cycles, the condition is like that when fs greater than or is equal to twice fm, then xt, see, this is fs and this is fm. So when fs greater than twice fm, then the successive cycles are not overlapped with each other. So xt can be recovered from the samples gt by passing the sampled signal gt through an ideal low pass filter whose bandwidth is fm hertz. And when fs equal to twice fm, that means it is called as Nyquist rate. And when fs less than twice fm, it is called as aliasing effect. Okay. Next, what are the different types of samplings are present? One is called natural sampling, ideal sampling. Ideal sampling is called basically an instantaneous sampling, natural sampling, and flat top sampling. These are the three sampling techniques are present. Instantaneous sampling or ideal sampling, just like instantaneous value C. This is the figure. For natural sampling, see, this is in natural sampling. And for flat top sampling, see, the upper head is a flat. It is not like a shape of the signal, analog signal, like natural sampling. So the upper shape is just a flat. So that is, these are the three different types of sampling methods are present. So pulse code modulation is the first source encoding technique. And we know that pulse code modulation basically comprises of three terms: sampling, quantizing, and encoding. So we have already know about sampling. Then we move for quantization. Then we go for pulse code modulation. So next we have to know about quantization. What is quantization of a signals? How can quantize signals? Means it is the approximate signal. It is not a original signal. Then how to draw an approximate signal of from an analog signal MT? Suppose this is the analog signal MT. Here we contemplate a signal MT whose excursion is confined to the range, say from VL to VH, and we have divided this total range into m number of equal voltage intervals, and each of have some same step size, which is S. And here we decide m equal to 8. So naturally, S equal to how many numbers of step size, step size equal to S equal to VH minus VL by M. Now in this example, we consider as M equal to 8. Now in the center of each of these steps, we locate quantization levels, say M0, M1, M2, M3, M4 up to M7. So the quantized signal MQT is generated in the following way, and we are again give the name. First voltage level is del 0, second is delta 1, delta 2, delta 3 up to delta 7, although they are the same, which is nothing but your step size. Now how the main thing, how we can draw the quantized signal MQT from MT. Whenever MT is in the range del 0, then MQT maintains a constant level M0. Whenever MT is in the range delta 1, MQT maintains a constant level M1, and so on. That means the signal MQT will at all times be found at one of the levels M0, M1, M2, M7. The transition in MQT from say MQT equal to M0 to MQT equal to M1. So the transition from M0 to M1 is made abruptly when MT passes the transition level L01, which is midway between M0 and M1, and so on. So the quantization error, obviously there have some error. This error is called quantization error, and which is defined as the original signal minus its quantized signal, that is MT minus MQT. Okay, so this is in this way you can generate a quantized signal, or it is called a staircase signal, MQT. Next, you have to find out the quantization error. See, these are the quantization levels. It starts from M1, M2, M3 up to MM, capital M. So, M number of quantization levels are present, and this is the highest upper voltage level, and this is the lower voltage level, VL and VH. So, this should be S by 2, step size by 2, and each quantization level, the difference is step size S. So the peak to peak range of signal is M into S. Peak to peak range of signal is M into S. Now suppose at some moment, say this is your dash line, this is your original signal. So the error is, it should maintain its nearest quantization level according to the quantization theorem. So it should maintain MK. So there must be an error between original signal and its quantized signal, and this error is defined as E. And if we add the error for all the quantization levels, then it looks like a sawtooth waveform like that. Say minus S by 2 to plus S by 2. Now you have to calculate the mean square quantization error. Mean square. Why it is called mean square quantization error? Mean means average of all the errors, and square because your error is MT minus MQT. So it may be negative or it may be positive. So if you, but error doesn't give you the error result in negative. So it is always, it should be always positive. That is why we just give a square term. I will show you. So let FMDM be the probability that MT lies in the voltage range M minus dm by 2 to M plus dm by 2. Then the mean square quantization error say is square bar, which equal to M1 minus S by 2 to M1 plus S by 2. This is the error exists in the first quantization level. So FMDM be the probability that MT lies in the first quantization level, and M minus M1 squared, that is the error, and the limit is M1 minus S by 2 to M1 plus S by 2. So this is the error in the first quantization level. Similarly, the error in the second quantization level is like that, M integration over M2 minus S by 2 to M2 plus S by 2. FMDM is the probability that MT lies in the second quantization level, and M minus M by M2 whole square, this is the error. So in that way, you have to add the errors in all the quantization levels. So now ordinarily, the probability density function Fm of the massive signal MT will certainly not be a constant. However, suppose M is very large, so that step size S is small in comparison with the peak to peak range of the massive signal. So in this case, Fm is constant within each quantization range. Then in first term, Fm equal to say F1, a constant. In the second term, Fm equal to F2, it is also again a constant, and we are assuming that x equal to m minus mk. Therefore, mean square quantization error is F1 plus F2 plus F3 is like that, and integration of minus s by 2 to plus s by 2 x square dx. So that is like F1 plus F2 plus F3 into S cube by 12. So mean square quantization error, now just one S is multiplied in the inner side. F1s plus F2s plus F3s dot 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 and it is now S square by 12. Now what is F1s? What does it mean? F1s is the probability that the signal voltage MT will be in the first quantization range. Similarly, F2s is the probability that MT is in the second quantization range. Hence, the total sum will be unity. Therefore, the mean square quantization error is S square by 12. So, if we increase the step size, then the error will automatically will be higher. So, to minimize the error probability, to minimum the error probability, to decrease the error probability, step size should be as small as possible. Okay. So let us stop here. In the next class, we discuss from PCM, pulse code modulation.